But Filipino health workers assert they have not seen any changes in the country's health situation a year since Marcos took office.
In fact, what's happened is that our public health laboratories have been collapsed.
Health advocates and workers also declare a crisis in the healthcare system.
The lack of healthcare workers and bivalent COVID vaccines in the Philippines are some of the major concerns in the country.
Bakit may presyo ang serbisyong pangkalusugan? Bakit malaki pa rin ang ginagasto ng pangkaraniwang Pilipino sa loob ng hospital?
The Philippine healthcare system operates through a web of agencies, all playing a critical role in the industry. But beneath the structure lies a harsh reality. In this documentary, we'll be exploring the Philippine healthcare accessibility and diving into the insights of those affected by it, as well as those who work in the industry. Healthcare plays a vital role in the stability and progress of every nation. It reflects not only the well-being of its people, but also the strength of its system and governance. In the Philippines, access to healthcare remains one of the country's most pressing challenges. Despite ongoing reforms and programs aimed at achieving universal health coverage, gaps in fundings, and infrastructure and workforce distribution, leading to millions of Filipinos struggling just to get by, especially the children and the elderly. The healthcare problem isn't just about cost, it is also about capacity. Many hospitals, especially in rural areas, lack the basic equipment needed to treat patients. Essential medicines often run out and spaces aren't even enough. In some communities, you'd be lucky enough to encounter a hospital with the nearest ambulance. Patients are forced to travel for hours on rough roads just to reach a hospital that wastes crucial time, which can mean the difference in life and death. To better understand healthcare in the Philippines, we first asked the people who rely on it every day. Local residents shared their personal experiences, mainly the challenges on getting care, the cost, and what it's like to navigate hospitals and clinics.
Bali, ang pinakamalaking challenge naman, siguro yung pagpunta lang doon. Siyempre, dala ko yung anak ko. Tapos, kailangan mo pang pumila. Ayun. Pagpila, tapos depende pa sa weather, kung mainit o ano. Yan. Bukod doon, wala naman ng iba na challenge. Siguro yun lang. Pagpila lang. Siguro normal naman siguro yun para sa mga healthcare sa barangay.
Since ano naman siya, more
public naman siya.
Sa opinion mo or sa palagay mo, anong mga pwedeng ibahin or i-improve sa healthcare sa iyong community para mas mas maging madali yung pamumuhay?
Siguro dapat meron din sila ng mga doktor na kaya mga personnel na kaya din nilang pumunta bahay-bahay para sa pagtugon sa mga healthcare na dapat na maibigay dun sa mga tao. Tapos mas marami pang gamot na maipamigay sa mga simpleng mga Pilipino. Pag-improve din sa mga siguro sa mga establishments para kung sakaling mga may pumipila
sa mga
facilities o mga pumipila, dapat syempre kahit paano may konti namang palagay ka ba? Ayun.
Mga conducive na facilities.
Oo. Ayun.
Kasi sa na-experience ko, mahirap siya sa umpisa. Kasi nung nag-start ako, nagpa-appointment muna ako, umabot muna ng 3 months bago nila ako tinext. Pero dumaan muna ako sa private hospital para ma-accommodate ako agad-agad. Hindi ako agad-agad na-accommodate sa public hospital dahil sobrang daming pasyente. Yun ang mahirap doon.
Sa inyo pong opinion, ano po yung mga kailangan na improvements ng mga healthcare systems that papadaliin po yung proseso para sa inyo?
Yung healthcare system natin, kailangan talaga ng sapat na budget. Lalo na sa mga government hospital na tambak yung mga pasyente. Yun ang mahirap. Kulang-kulang sa doktor, kulang-kulang sa nurse, kulang-kulang sa tao. Kaya, kumbaga, kulang yung gumagalaw ng mga tao. Kaya hindi nakakapagpa-check up ng maramihan sa isang araw.
The Department of Health reported in 2023 that across the Philippines, there are over 42,000 healthcare facilities, including 26,500 barangay health stations, rural units, general hospitals, and private clinics. Within these hospitals and clinics lie the backbone of healthcare in the Philippines, the nurses, doctors, and hospital staff. alongside community health workers, or CHWs, who bring care directly to the community.
Can you describe your typical day at work?
So I have several hats that I'm wearing. I am an educator, I am also a clinician, I am a researcher, and I also do community work. Okay, so my day starts with depending on whether I have class or I have patients. If I have patients, I usually make rounds at the wards. I also have clinics on set dates. And we handle consultations, and sometimes I have emergencies as well. But on most days, since I teach and I have some admin work in the department, so I teach pharmacology. Other days, I also join outreach activities to provide maternal health services to underserved communities and also help.
What are the major challenges in providing quality care to patients that you observe and you actually had an experience of?
I think here in our country, the major challenge that I have actually encountered would be limited resources. And when we talk of limited resources, it's a systems approach, no? Hindi lang siya pera, no, but also infrastructure, yung clinics, yung access nila doon sa yung mga pupuntahan nila like lying-ins and also where they can have their consults, medyo limited yan. Many of our patients come from far areas and can always afford treatment. So as much as possible, we help alleviate this problem by making the most of what we have while still being able to give compassionate care.
Some of our interviewers also mentioned about the long lines for checkups and actually having to skip some of the treatments due to the long waiting time. So,
Like, kasi sa PGH ako, no, so you will see there na you have to actually be there very very early in the morning. Madaling araw pa lang nakapila na yung mga pasyente to be able to avail free services. It's actually not free. Yung laboratories are not free, but ang libre ay yung consultations. But if you have a bit of money, if you're not financially strapped, then you opt to go to private clinics. So I do also offer private consultations.
I see po. Next question po is, how do policies, programs, or hospital support affect your ability to care for patients?
Actually, pag tinignan natin, marami namang mga programa ang gobyerno that can actually help, like yung PhilHealth, yung hospital support systems, that can actually help support and reach out to more patients. But sometimes even if you have yung parang mga anti-red tape, mga laws and everything, nandun pa rin yung mga delays in being able to provide for our patients kasi sobrang dami talaga ng nangangailangan ng tulong. You can also, probably you've heard of human resources, lack of human resources. So hindi nga lang pera, 'di ba? Yung mga doktor, yung mga nurses, yung mga paramedical professionals that can offer help are also lacking. Pag tinignan mo, numbers per se hindi naman kaya lang nakakumpol like in urban areas, no? Instead of sa rural. We're good that we're here in Manila, in Metro Manila. But for those who are in far-flung areas, wala ring mga doktor at saka mga nurses, midwives, okay, nagtitingin sa kanila.
For the last question po, in your opinion and expertise, what changes do you think are the most crucial to improving the healthcare system po?
Sa totoo lang, governance ang problem natin. We already have a lot of policies in place, proper implementation of laws and mga health policies na meron naman na talaga. At kung sana ay namomonitor din sila at na-evaluate itong mga programa na to para makatulong sa healthcare needs ng mga Pilipino, that would actually be crucial. We have a lot of problems besetting the Filipino people in terms of healthcare services. But again, leadership, good leadership, selfless, no? Selfless leadership. Yung iisipin mo yung kapakanan ng mas nakakarami kaysa yung sarili mo lang. With everything that is happening. So sinasabi nga natin, ang health ay hindi lang medical. Parang it's very, very political. It's tied up with everything that is happening. Environmental changes, climate changes, no? So lahat yan, no? Importanteng mapas-strengthen natin yung primary care at the community level, ma-empower natin lahat at hindi lang yung mga healthcare practitioners. Parang each one of us as Filipino people need to be able to know our part in strengthening the healthcare system. Kasi ang pinakagusto pa rin natin is actually preventive. Ayaw natin na nagkakasakit tayo para hindi rin natin ma-strain yung system, yung healthcare system. Importante na we also take care of our own health, no? So education is very important, and supporting doctors and other healthcare professionals who teach and serve even at the level of the community and those in the underserved areas would help make the system more sustainable. I think if we all do our part, no, our individual part as members of the community, as members of our nation, medyo importante yun. But of course, for me, personally, leadership talaga ang kailangang ayusin. Yun lang.
Throughout this documentary, our interviewees mentioned 3 major challenges that make healthcare accessibility such a struggle. Firstly is the lack of facilities. For most people, the solution for this is transportation by other means. But for those with severe illnesses or the elderly without help from anyone will have trouble. This is just one step to get to a place that will be able to help them better. Secondly is being short-staffed. This is a struggle for every patient, causing them large amounts of time just to get an appointment.
This does not include the time they have to wait just to speak to a doctor. This also affects the people in the workforce as they'd have a lot more in their plate, causing burnout and errors. Last and finally is the root of the problem, which are financial challenges. This again affects the patients due to the cost of the appointment alone and the medicine or treatment that they have to acquire. The workers are also weakened by this, as the lack of people to assist massively affects them, thus leading to inefficiency. Overall, this sense of importance in the industry remains underappreciated, as these ongoing struggles reveal a system stretched thin, yet essential to the well-being of communities. Which leads you to wonder, who is responsible for this, and what can we do to assist?